Hi, Heather. Good morning. Oh, you've probably been up for a while like me. Hi. Hey, Jen. How are you? How are you, Heather? How are you, Jen? You guys up to this morning? Great. Hi, Sherry. How are you? Good morning. Or it's morning here anyway. I know, Jen, it's really early for you. Earlier, like 8 or 9. So, okay. So, 8. Yeah. So we're going to continue with our reading of the Healing Wise by Susun Weed. And we are still reading about the Wise Women tradition. Laying out in the yard under the sun with my baby ducks. That's awesome. Oh. So when I was at the, I run pretty much every day around a lake, and there are some ducks that stay all year, but there are other big geese that migrate, and the geese have come back and they have some babies. So I've been seeing some baby ducks too, and they are super cute, very fluffy. And then so there's only like a few like of the big geese, and then later on they just like they're huge flocks of them just all over the place. Yeah, it's nice and sunny here too, which is great. And then we're gonna get a few days of rain, but so let's see. I'm just gonna jump right into it. And then, if you guys have any questions. So what I do is I read a short little chapter, and then we go and discuss a plant, and we are sort of in the middle of discussing dandelion. So that's how it's going. Yeah. So I'm on page 18, if anyone has the book. And it's holographic. I think it's holographic. Understanding is a wise woman way. This is the word, and it's not one I'm familiar with. What book? Oh, yeah. So it's Healing Wise by Susun Weed. She talks about 3 traditions of healing, and then she goes and talks about different herbs. A lot of common herbs like chickweed and burdock and violet and stuff like that. And then in the sort of the back of the book, she tells you how to make medicines like teas, and she also has recipes and things like that. So we're sort of going through, but I'm still on the wise woman tradition because that's her main, that's the tradition she belongs to. And then at some point we'll get to the scientific and heroic traditions. It's sort of a comparison of how different ways to look at health and different approaches for it. So this is the word that she is using. I've never seen this. I wonder if she made this one up a little bit. but I've never seen it before. So the whole is more than the sum of its parts in the wise woman tradition, and every part is seen as the whole in the wise woman tradition. The part is as the whole is. These are holographic understandings. They follow the way of the holograph. Okay, so now she explains the word. Holograph is derived from the Greek words hollow, meaning whole, and gram, meaning to write. Thus, the hologram writes the whole. The hologram is formed by splitting a laser beam into two parts. One travels, so it's hologram, okay, directly to a photographic plate. One is bounced off an object and onto the plate. The resulting interface pattern at the intersection of the beams, which is recorded on the photographic plate, is not only extremely complex, but usually invisible to the unaided eye. When the photographic plate is illuminated with a laser light, the original object is seen three-dimensionally with numerous depths and great detail from many viewpoints. If only a small part of the plate is illuminated, the entire object is still visible, though somewhat less sharply, with less dimension and detail, and from fewer viewpoints. The less commonly holograph is of a document written entirely in the handwriting of its author. Thanks, Heather. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Thank you. Thank you for that. I think she's trying to form a comparison. The individual cell in the body is one small whole picture of the entire being. The person is composed of many millions of cells, millions of pictures collected together and becoming more than the sum of the parts. In this collection of cells, the luminous depths of life stirs, and we can see great adventures. Nourish each cell as unique. Nourish it optimally, says the wise woman tradition, and the person will thrive, heal, and become whole as an inherent part of a being alive. So it's interesting, the whole idea of all of our parts working together, and down to the cells to create who we are. And if each part is working well, then we are, functioning well. Hi, Marge. Good morning. How are you? With holographic understanding, the wise woman ways treat each being as a complete and perfect wholeness. With holographic understanding, the wise woman knows that everything we think and do affects the whole, our whole selves, our families, our communities, and the earth as a whole, and even the vast universe. So I've been, are we on dandelions? We will be. We will be. I'm going to, I'm reading about the wise woman's way about holographic understanding first. And then we are going to jump into dandelion. So, oh, I'm sorry. I hope you feel better. We were talking about that, our periods a little bit last time when we were talking about the blood mysteries. So, and as I definitely, as I've gotten older, mine have gotten more intense. So, and I've talked to other people, so I don't know if that's like a sign of just what happens when you get older. I do know, but that is also what's happening to me. So I totally understand. Yeah, just chill out and listen. So, so I've been thinking about, like how it seems like our society wants to keep everyone separate and say, have this idea of everybody has to do it all themselves without any help. You have to pull your own self up by your bootstraps and all this stuff without any help. And it's kind of like, that's not good for us. And it's better when we all function as humans as more of a community where we help each other out. And so I think that's sort of, she's talking about it more on the body. But I think that's a cool idea. Have you guys ever experienced any of that? I've been thinking, good morning. It's early. I don't know if you ever have thought about that idea or anything, but I've been thinking about it a lot lately. And how like it's so hard for me to ask for help because I've been trained not to. But it's so important that we do. Marge, I'll bring a jar for dandelion wishes. Aw. Make some wishes for us. Okay. Because there's this idea that we're disconnected, but we're not. We're all connected, and what we do affects, many things. So when we start shifting our thinking, and I think that thinking about us being all connected benefits us, and thinking about us being disconnected kind of benefits corporations and other entities that I feel like don't have our best interests at heart. But Silver Willow's video. Got you, Marge. I will do that. Definitely. Heather says, if you consider each system of your body, it needs to work together for the best health. Totally. And one system affects the other system. If one system's out of whack for a while, it'll start affecting the other systems. And that's an idea, if you look up the idea of the 5-element theory in Chinese traditional medicine, it speaks to that. How like you have to sort of look at the system. If you have an issue with like your digestion, then you want to look at the system before it. You want to treat the system that comes before it in this circle of the elements, and then you want to treat the system that comes after it, because they're probably both affected. And there's a whole other, like, where you go across the circle, and so it's really fascinating. I don't know too much about it, but if you look up Chinese 5-element theory, it's amazing. I will not let them forget. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you for the link, Marge. Sherry B. Yes, in society, it used to be that families stayed together and contributed to the group until the kids got married, and then it would stay close to the family. Yeah, and also in, farther in the past. And I think a lot of people are working to sort of try to bring this back. This whole idea of helping each other out and having more community, because we've lived sort of detached in this weird, everyone's in their individual home for a while and it's just not working. So I think there's a whole movement back to something with more community. But now it's move out ASAP. Right. Yeah, exactly. My family wasn't like that, which was good. But but I still tried to do it all on my own. And, when I had my big illness, I had to accept help from my parents, a lot of help. And I'm still accepting help from them. And, you know, it took me a while to be okay with that. So, yeah, okay. And it's still hard because of so many years of this idea. So, with the holographic understanding, the wise woman tradition sees each illness as an expansion of the ever-changing truth of the full being, and the healing wholeness of the illness will be the holing of the entire being, community, family, planet, universe. With holographic understanding, in the wise woman ways, we nourish and add to each being. Nourishing, we add to wholeness. Rather than eliminating the problem, adding to, we increase the clarity of the hologram. So each personal problem is seen as an opportunity to strengthen family. Each problem is understood as an opportunity to create community. Each problem is valued as an opportunity to heal the earth. Each problem is respected as an opportunity to nourish the universe. So instead of like, oh, there's a problem, we're not going to deal with it, this problem is seen as a good thing, as an opportunity to learn, as an opportunity to grow, not for you, but for everyone else. That's awesome. If we do not nourish the universe and heal the earth and create community and strengthen the family, then we cure the pain. When we cure the pain or the problem, then to the wise woman way of thinking, we have not healed anything at all, even if the patient is well. If we heal the person but disrupt the family, the community, or earth, then wholeness is not increased, nourishment is not in action, health does not occur, and wholeness is forgotten. So, in the holographic understanding of the wise woman ways, you and I are each, no matter how different, a whole picture of the entire universe. Physics and mystics say this in different ways. We can read the entire universe in each other through the finer detail, though the finer details aren't clear. Our health, our pain mirror and illuminate part of the joy and sadness of the universe. The more of us that think and act in certain ways, the clearer that expression is in the universe. Each cell is a living entity with feeling and spirit, not just physical substance. Full integration of all parts with all parts is part of the holographic understanding of the wise woman tradition. The wise woman tradition knows that individuals aren't just a body, a mind, and a spirit, and even if they were, wouldn't separate the parts. When we're doing emotional work, we understand that therapy has its emotional, physical, and spiritual aspects. When we are responding to our soul's longings, we are full of feeling and need to create a physical expression of our heart's desire. When we are engaged in intense physical effort, such as lovemaking, the emotions are more accessible, the spirit closer at hand. All aspects of our being are integrated, inseparable in the wise woman way. Integration obliviates hierarchies. The wise woman tradition does not believe the soul is higher than the body, that it is in part in mutual relationship with the body. All parts of the body and any part of the body reflect holographically the soul and the spirit. So we're all connected. Sherry says, I like that. Healing is so much more than we tend to think. It is. It really is. And your mind is really connected to your body. So I was listening to NPR this morning, it's a little tangent, about placebo and the placebo effect, which, everyone is familiar with. And so a lot of times doctors are like, well, it won't work unless we, don't tell you, so if you don't know you're getting a sugar pill, it'll work because of the placebo effect. But one doctor was like, well, I went through all the research and I realized that we never tested this. We just assumed it wouldn't work. So he started doing research, and this lady had irritable bowel syndrome, and she had terrible like intestinal pain that like she couldn't get rid of, that couldn't be cured. And so she went to her doctor, and you know, they were doing this study, and he's told her, this is a sugar pill, you know. She took it and it worked. So and they did a little more digging in that sometimes, a lot of times, healing is not just what the doctor gives you to take. It's also that relationship with the doctor. Like, you want a doctor who's very knowledgeable, but you also want someone to share in your pain and really like sympathize and really like, you know, treat you like a person, and so that's the like the mind and the spirit, as well as like then you have the actual pill. And so it's really interesting that that study was being conducted, and it just you know, so yes, healing is very multifaceted, and I think more complex than we even know. So I mean, I know when I get a doctor who's just terrible and not very nice, it's just, you know, that's not what I want in my doctor. And I've dealt with these same kind of conditions, so I definitely know I have chronic pain and all kinds of things that, like, you know, doctors can't seem to fix. So anyway, back on the tangent. I don't know if anyone's had any experience with placebo effect, but it's supposed to be pretty powerful. I have not any personal experience, but I thought that was really interesting, and I heard that this morning on the radio. Let's see. I know Susun Weed tends to be a little wordy, but we are almost done, and we're going to jump into dandelion. Let's see. Wild plants are whole, integrated food and energy sources. Wild plants carry spiritual power, emotional power, physical power, and other invisible, unnameable powers as well. Eat a wild plant, and you're eating wholeness. Wild plants are readily available resonators of health and wholeness. Optimum nourishers to all parts of our being. This is one of the reasons that the wise woman tradition herbalists prefer to use wild plants. In the wise woman tradition, the body is more than a physical object. Emotional bodies, energetic bodies, dream bodies, soul aspects, and subtle bodies, to name but a few, are just as integral to the hologram as the physical body. The wise woman tradition understands that healing, wholeness, transformation in the body creates change in the entire being. With the wise woman holographic understanding, we learn to see the interconnections and the weavings of all ways of beings. We learn to perceive and strengthen the weave of ourselves and our lives by walking the way of the flowing spiral, looking for the patterns of the hologram. We begin to see the once invisible threads of nourishment that weave us into the web of our grandmothers. We begin to notice the story cloak of the ancient ones. Woo-wee! Marge. I work with subliminals and LOA and magic and all those modalities. That's cool, Marge. I don't know what LOA is. Could you elaborate a little bit, or let us know what it stands for if anyone hasn't heard of it? The mind is a powerful tool. Yeah, it is, Sherry, definitely. Like, you just don't realize how strong it is. Oh, the law of attraction. Yeah. Yeah, I know a little bit about it. I haven't really read anything, but I'm definitely very familiar with it, and did do a lot of work with it at one point. And I still try to keep that in mind, you know, as I go through my life and my day, and you know, but it's not as intense as I was doing that before. All right, cool. So, but yeah, so the law of attraction works with your mind, and there. So, if anyone hasn't heard of it, be sure to look it up because it's really interesting. It's really interesting stuff. Okay, so we're on to dandelion. And we did Dandelion Speaks, where Susun Weed talks like the dandelion. We were going over some dandelion facts, and now we're on to some dandelion weed walk, which I may skip because she has the dandelion talk in a terrible French accent, and it's really hard to read. And I don't think that we're missing too much information. So we're going to start on the dandelion roots, properties, and uses here. I just want to show you. I love the pictures in this book. Here's the picture she has of the dandelion. So, Heather, I really love the video you did of your garden. On a side note, it's looking really, really great. So I didn't watch the second one, but that looks really great. A neighbor of mine gave me 3. She was pulling out some just regular old mint from her bed and just gave me some. So I potted them up. We'll see if they'll grow. I've got a really weird space that gets like too much sun, but we'll see. And then something's still eating my comfrey in a pot. But oh, so much fun to share. Yeah. Oh yeah, I really like watching your videos. So you know, about your garden and seeing your kitties and everything. Yeah, just mint. I love mint. Oh, my neighbor gave me mint. She was just pulling them out of her bed. So you know, a lot of times mint is just an unwanted plant, but I love it. So we'll see if it'll grow in my funny spot. That is, my neighbor's cats don't eat it. I think they're eating my comfrey, but they're so sweet too. So my neighbor has 2 it's 2 girl kitties, and we have 2 boy kitties, and he lets them out on the little. We have a little balcony, connected balcony. So, but they're so nice. So sweet kitties. I just can't I can't fault them. To be too mad for eating my plant. Although I'm like, don't eat my plant. Need mint from a money shaker. Well, I would, you can have, well, you'll probably find some mint that no one wants. I mean, they do sell it in the grocery store, which is so funny. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh my God, really? Someone's selling mint? Like, because just like, you just stick it in the ground and it just takes over. So, yeah, it is very hardy, Sherry. I'm hoping it'll survive on my little porch. Yeah, our cats go crazy for all of the, like, I brought in some mugwort, and they're just like insane about it. So I did some early mugwort. So I really wanted to take you guys, and maybe in the fall, if if I can get up to 1,000 subscribbles by the fall, which would be awesome, I can take you guys into the garden and we can make mugwort smudge sticks. But I did some early ones, and so when I brought, which I don't usually do, but you know, I gave it a try. So, but my cats were just like insane about it. But that's something I really wanted to do. I do have a video up on how to make mugwort smudge sticks, but I wanted to take everyone in the garden. And they like valerian as well. Kitties like valerian as well. So those are the two I know, but I'm assuming there's like plenty other plants that they like. Ours are just indoor kitties, so they don't get to see, they don't get to go outside that much. So yeah, Leanna, I'm sure you can find cement. If not, you can probably use some dried mint that you can buy. Let's see, your neighbor has 2 black ones? Yeah, well, so he has one all black fluffy one and one that's sort of gray and white and has some other colors in it. Yeah, it does feel like a yin and yang because, you know, also like mine are both boys and his are both girls, and so it's really cute. And they look at each other, you know, like from between the window, and they're just like, hoo, hoo, hoo. So anyway, oh, kitties. All right, so we are doing the roots, and you can eat the leaves, the flowers, and the roots of the dandelions. And Heather, I wish our kitties could go in and out. We just live in a city, and you know, there are way too many like posters of kitties being missing to just, you know, have them go in and out. We're way too worried. But if we ever live sort of more out in the country, then I'm sure I'd like to let them go in and out. That would be really, really great. Hey, Julie, how are you doing? What? Marge, I forgot how many times I know approaching 190. I just wanted to make 100, so I didn't look like a... Oh, no, Marge. You'll make it. You're not a wallflower. No. Hey, everyone. Give Marge some love. Hug her channel, as Linnea says. So definitely, we are all here in support. I just hate that stupid YouTube rule. So, but I just, you know, I was waffling around 350 for a while, and so I finally made it up to 353. So that was pretty exciting. There will be a giveaway at 400. So a little bit to go, but yeah. So yay! Yeah, and you got more than that, so that's awesome. For like, thanks, Julie. Thanks so much. I do think everyone here has already hugged their own channels, but which is awesome. Alrighty. So, but I mean, really, like the goal is to connect with people, and it's hard to. It's easy to get distracted and hung up in how many, you know, people are following your channel and everything else. So I definitely try not to pay too much attention to that. I'm just really happy for everyone who has really literally made my channel come alive in the last couple months. So that's exciting. All All right, so dandelion, I'm going to put in, she's got the properties. Everyone's probably familiar with good old dandelion. So these are the properties. And I don't know what disorbient means, but T-E-O. Oh boy, I didn't know that. Okay, so these are called herbal actions. If you guys aren't familiar with that, they're in every, hold on. Oh no, they're in every herb book that you will find, pretty much. And they are in the order that the herbalist says, thinks that the plant, the action is the main action of the herb. So Marta's building a channel got me off course. I'm unhappy about it. But it does help make friends. Yes, it does. It does. Even if you never do a video, Marge, you know, it's really nice that you know, it's a nice way for people to say, hey, I like you, I know you, I support you, and all that stuff. So I mean, I know I'm definitely have a lot of people don't have channels, but I've you know, followed them as well because of that. Thank you, Heather. Disorbient, comparative. Okay. Removing obstacles, having the power to clear or open the natural ducts of the fluids and secretions of the body. Okay, so that is make a video March says I'll make a video one day or two because it does help people to know you. And I actually haven't done like an introductory video or anything. So, but one day, and one day I will have more videos up. I've just had like a really crazy month and a half. So, anyway, lymphatic system. I believe so. So hepatic. Does anyone know what that means without looking it up? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I did lose weight, Marge. I did. I lost 80 pounds at least. You have a few years? Nope. It's a body system. Nope. Okay. Liver. Yep. Hepatic. Let me get to it. If it's in here. Yep. Hepatic. Tones and strengthens liver function and may increase the flow of bile. Hepatic. 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 So, yes, the dandelion helps the liver. And it helps, well, it can help to detox the liver. But if you're looking to detox your liver, you want to do milk thistle first. So just keep that in mind, especially if you're like detoxing from alcoholism, stuff like that. Because this is a strong weaker liver. This is acted on the liver kind of stronger than, you know, you want to do at first. You want to go slow with the liver. Right, and then so the leaves, when you eat the leaves, they act as a bitter, and bitter tastes help the liver function better. So it's a hepatic, and a tonic. You know, that just means. Let's see if I have it actually in here. As a definition. No. So a tonic just it's just good for the overall body, just general goodness. Digestive stimulant, that's probably an easier one because it stimulates your digestion. And then hypnotic is basically a sedative, which I didn't know that it. So hypnotic, sedative with a range from mild to strong, may relax muscle tension, reduce anxiety, and induce sleep. So I did not know that it does that. So that's cool. But I do use dandelion flower, make an oil from the dandelion flowers, and that's really good for like muscle tension. So maybe that is the how you use dandelion for that. But mostly people know about it for its liver actions. So does anyone use dandelion as a medicine, or does anyone like just eat dandelion in the spring, or anything like that other than make wishes? That's also a good way of using dandelion. And also, if anyone's familiar with the magical properties, we could, you know, feel free to type that out. Even though we're not going to go over that right now, but eventually I'll get a book for the magical properties of herbs, so I can include that. Prefer to try something with them, Julie says. Heather says, I picked the whole flower to eat. Yummy, yes. You can make lovely dandelion fritters with them. You can eat the leaves in a salad. So there's a lot of nice, tasty ways to do that. So these are the properties of. I messed up. These are the actual properties of the roots. So let's see if she's got. Wait, no. Okay. So these are all the properties found in the roots. So use dandelion root as a supreme liver ally, a tonic, a troubleshooter, a lover of the ladies, and a real pisser. So I also think it might make you pee a lot. I can't recall have. The leaves are good for the greens, Heather. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this book is falling apart. Okay. So dandelion root is a supreme liver ally. Do you realize how much of your life is in the hands, so to speak, of your liver? Every moment of every day, 1,500 milliliters of your blood circulate through your liver. On one hand, your liver takes away, filtering chemical contamination, unneeded hormones, metabolic breakdown byproducts, some infectious organisms, and ammonia from your blood. Ammonia. Getting all kinds of messages on my phone. And on the other hand, she adds bile, glucose, lithoproteins, urea, cholesterol, the liptides, and plasma proteins, to mention a few. I will type that word out here. There you go. I am not a head twitch, so hard to remember. Don't have that type of show them. That's fine, Marge. You know, I just wanted to expand that out if anyone wanted to also add this to their information about dandelions, and it's not, you know, and then I know that there are plenty of channels that we are all, you know, following that do cover those properties of the plant. So, let's see. Still talking this terrible accent, but I will. So you don't have to worry about fancy words. You just have to remember your liver does more than 500 functions and deserves a lot of love and cherishing. And if you want to live a long, healthy life, why is this doing this? Okay. So, what qualifies Dr. Dandelion to be your liver ally? I love life. I am a liver of life, and I am full to the brim of the things your liver loves: chlorine, carotenes, minerals, and mineral salts. I will activate, change, shine into, rev up, energize, and strongly nourish your solar plexus. I will stimulate production and flow of bile from your gallbladder and liver. If you eat meat, you need me. If you live in the city, you need me. Let's get going. So this is the dandelion talking. She calls it Dr. Dandelion. Yeah, I'm trying to do that, Heather. It's just hard to read. I will be your ally along with your wise woman wisdom when you're healing yourself and others of liver diseases, swelling, tenderness, or congestion, stress from pregnancy, rich food, chemotherapy, and other chemical exposures, damage from alcohol or drug abuse, jaundice, even in babies, and hepatitis. Dr. Dandelion is on the job when you have bile duct swelling and blockage, cholesterol-based gallstones, indigestion, and chronic constipation, especially of the elders who do not get out of bed. You don't have a gallbladder. Calling Dr. Dandelion, I know. I don't know why she's Dr. Dandelion has called itself a doctor in this book. So, yeah, I know some people who do not have a gallbladder, Julie. 1988. Wow, that was a while ago. I don't know too much about that, but I know it is possible. I think you have to do a lot of supplementation. Marge says Dr. Dandelion sounds like a Motley Crue song. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You have a large scar. have a gallbladder in my tonsils and wisdom teeth. Oh, well, I do not have my wisdom teeth. Hi, Linnea. How are you? How are you doing? We are reading this book here, Healing Wise by Susun Weed, and we are discussing dandelions now. And we are also discussing gallbladders and teeth and everything else. So great, happy to have caught you for, yeah. I've got a little bit, well, usually we go to about 12:30 here. So I got a little bit more to go. Hi. Yeah, so Lune, I'm making a salad for you, but I might have to send it to you in Texas. Because I just haven't gotten it together yet. So but that's okay. That is okay. So, but yeah, gosh, you were on like one night for about 4.5 hours, and when I woke up, you were just saying goodbye. So but I totally but I caught the tail end. But are you moving soon? I know you're packing. Now there are dandelions in Texas because they're everywhere. So, yay! Wednesday. Oh, shoo! Wait. Okay. So it's very soon. Yeah, I will probably be sending you that salve in Texas. But yeah, but it'll you know, it will have less weight, less distance to travel. So we were talking about dandelion as a liver aid, the dandelion root, and do ask me to help when you have poisoned yourself. I'm especially good at restoring life to those suffering from botulism and mushroom mistakes with activated charcoal or slippery elm to help neutralize the poison and relax the liver. I can even help you when you have the beginning stages of cirrhosis, but don't wait too long to get to know me. 80% of patients treated with dandelion root preparations in Chinese hospitals recovered from appendicitis without surgery, according to Adele Dawson. So she's citing somebody who, she doesn't cite a lot of people in her book, but she did cite someone here. So I'm assuming that's a study. Let's see. I wish she would cite more people, but oh, okay, she's got a glossary of all the actions in here. So then, yeah. Tonic. Okay, here's the tonic. So nourishes the functioning of a muscle organ or system, invigorates, and strengthens all activity. Okay, cool. Hi, Dangerous Eye. How are you this morning? Herb Club. Yep, definitely. We are having that today. We are talking about dandelion, the root specifically, right now. And Susun Weed, this is the book, and she's sort of talking, she's writing as the dandelion is saying these words. So this is its action as a tonic. Have I not been used for hundreds of years all over the world, from the Mediterranean to China, as a bitter tonic? Dr. Dandelion is strong enough, gutsy enough, and toothy enough to get your innards in gear. Ally yourself with me, and we will tone up your liver. your spleen, your stomach, your pancreas, your kidneys, your skin, your nervous, glandular, digestive, urinary, circulatory, immune, lymphatic systems. I tell you, I'm one powerful doctor, no? You know I'm full of extremes, but in my constituents, I am exceptionally well balanced, tonifying with a skilled blend of earth mineral salts and improving your nutritional basis at cellular level. No wonder they thank me as an appetite stimulant. I'll make you crave the fullness of life itself, and I'll increase your vitality. Woo! Whose birthday is it? Happy birthday, Dangerous Eyes! Yay! My friend, she had her birthday on the 5th, so she's a Taurus. So, yeah. Cool. Awesome. So we were talking about how when a dandelion leaf is bitter, and that's what she's talking about here. So when you taste something bitter, the reason it helps your liver and your digestive system work better is because things that are poisonous are bitter. And so your liver has to decide, oh, is this a poison or not? And will I allow for it? And so it wakes it up and makes it function better. So you probably have heard like people eat bitters after like a heavy meal. Someone told me a story of how they were in like Germany and they ate a heavy meal, and then there was at the restaurant they just gave them bitters. They handed them, bitters at the end as a thing that happened. But here in this country, we sort of have to go out of our way to eat something bitter. Let's see. Hey, Linnea. Okay, so now she's going to talk about like the constituents and I'm not sure where she's getting her numbers. So, but just know that these dandelion root has a lot of minerals and stuff in them. So high amounts of iron. So it's like 96, but I don't know if that's 96%. I don't know if that's 96 of your daily value. So I do wish I knew that. Let's see, manganese, phosphorus, proteins, aluminum, vitamin A, give you an average amount. So high amounts of those, average amounts of calcium, chromium, cobalt, magnesium, niacin, potassium, riboflavin, silicone, sodium, tin, zinc, vitamin C complex expressed as ascorbic acid. So would grapefruit be a bitter? No, that would be a sour, Linnea. That would be a sour. Let's see what's have you ever had radicchio? Radicchio is a bitter. Dandelions are bitter. Kale is supposed to be a bitter, although I don't find it very bitter because I always eat kale. You can buy bitters. There are Swedish bitters, but this company called, I think it's Herbal Revolution, has bitters in little jars and different flavors. You can go online and type in like how to make your own herbal bitters. Really simple. A lot of times, though, in people's bitters mix, they do use citrus, like lemon or orange. I think it's the peel. So I could be wrong. Don't know about that. I'm thinking it's not, but with the grapefruit, but I would want to look that up just to, maybe it's like the peel that's the bitter part, or they're just using it for flavor. So, but I have to look that up. Marge says, one gets used to eating it. I can eat any leaf as long as it's not too tough to chew. Yeah, you do. It's amazing. You do get used to eating it. We're just not used to it as a whole on our like standard American diet. But once you get used to it, it's cool. It's nothing. Oh no, you didn't stump me. It was a good question. I just want to make sure that I'm 100% on my information, because I took a class on bitters, and I can't remember if they're using the orange and the lemon for just taste or actually still a bitter. But there are also a lot of herbs in there, like dandelion. Marge eats all of her leaves raw. That's cool. That's good. Julie says, I eat a salad mix of lettuce, cabbage, and carrots. That sounds like a good mix. Good things to add. I mean, you could go out in your yard and add dandelion leaf to that. If I think we've talked about this. Your yard has not been sprayed, so and then you would get your bitters in, especially if you're not masking them with like a sweet dressing, or and that'll just help your digestion before you eat. So okay, so lots of good stuff in the roots. I know we were talking about the leaf, but let's see. So it says, my tonic effect is not just for maintaining your health. I can help you with some troubles. I can help you with troubles like cancer, heart and lung problems, digestive woes, and painful joints. I can create a potassium-rich anti-cancer environment for you. I can help eliminate free radicals, those gangsters and hoodlums, and I have a special way with viruses. Let me be your ally along with your other wise woman ways. Then you are healing yourself and others with cancer, swollen lymph nodes, or ask for my help when confronted with infections and fevers. And she gets into, Julie says, I've not sprayed, but forget them, but would get from backyard, front yard, roads. Yeah, definitely. You want to get it from the backyard, as far away from exhaust as you can. Oh, okay. Heather says grapefruit is rich in bitter tasting plant composites, especially one called Nargilin. Okay, so maybe it is a bitter in its own right, Linnea. Thank you, Heather. Let's see. I would love to find my information. Gosh, bear with me one moment. My friend and I go to all of these little conferences and everything, and I take a lot of notes. Let's see what we got here. CBC. Got it. Okay. So All right. So bitter herbs, mild are chamomile, yarrow, mugwort, and dandelion root. Strong bitters are boneset, golden seal, horehound, feverfew, and wormwood. So you can make bitters here. There's a recipe, digestive, no. Oopsies. So, I thought 3 parts bitter herbs. You can do dandy. Let's see, sorry. 1 part. Okay. I can't read my writing, guys. Sorry about that. But anyway, you can use orange. This counts for orange and grapefruit, cardamom, fennel, star anise, ginger, coriander, caraway. Oh, okay. So 3 parts bitter herbs and 1 part of all these other things. Put in jar, cover with brandy, and then you let it sit for a month, and then strain. Take 1/2 teaspoon before meals. I just cannot read any of these words. So, okay, that was a big mess. But you can look it up online. There should be lots of herbal vinegar. Herbal bitter recipes. There. Or you can buy one already made. Let's see. Right. Okay. Very strong. Feverfew made you throw up. Yeah. I've never had it, so I don't know too much about it. It's good to know, everyone. Stay away from the feverfew. It's not an herb I work with that at all. I'm sorry about that you threw up, Marge. So apparently, let's see. Tincture or fusion of my fresh roots or even my juice taken consistently is also known by wise women as specific for nursing and helping heal ladies' breasts. Try me with your wise women ways to help you with menstrual cramps, premenstrual breast swelling and tenderness, premenstrual digestive variances. Frequent sips of my fresh tea after delivery of babies encourages prompt expulsion of the placenta. Native American women use me in a cold infusion with thistle root to prevent consumption, but the precise dosage and species of thistle is not known. So maybe guys don't try that to prevent pregnancy. As well as ingesting me, use my fresh and grated roots when you are healing women with breast sores, tumors, cancer cysts, or impacted milk glands. So I have learned to prevent migraines, not cure. I get them very, very occasionally. Yeah, I also don't I don't think people know exactly what causes them. So, and it's different for everybody. It's one of those weird things. For me, it's like stress. So, okay, Linnea. Oh, no place to put my book. Okay. Dandelion root is a real pisser. That's what she says. Is not for nothing. My name is, so one of the common names for dandelion is piss in bed. I can be a real pisser for sure. You use the spring roots, or you can make an infusion or tincture. Try me as a wise woman ally when helping you, yourself, or others heal kidney and urinary problems, including all kidney and bladder disease, kidney stones, diabetic kidney problems, gout, dropsy, urinary stones, gravel, ulcers in the urethra or bladder. I am well endowed. My root is especially well endowed with sodium and potassium, electrolytes needed in plentiful supply when a strong diuretic effect is to be accomplished without stress to the kidneys. So guys, I probably should, piss in bed. I did say that. I did. So I should probably have put this disclaimer on. I'm not a doctor. Susun Weed is not a doctor. She's an herbalist. I am an herbalist in training, person who knows a lot, but just enough probably to get me in trouble. I'm not a clinical herbalist. So, please, if you feel like you need to see a doctor, please see a doctor. But this is just some, I don't know the right words. I need to write up a regular disclaimer so that everyone is on the same page about the actions of the herbs. And, so like, I'm not advocating that you should use these herbs instead over your medical practitioner. Use your judgment, please, and your knowledge. And so this is just to get everyone, just so we can discuss these herbs and, learn a bit about them and, all that stuff. So I don't know if that was necessary, but I should definitely say that. Anyway, I know everyone here. So, okay. Because she is talking about medical terms. So, all right. So we're on to the leaf. I really need to get another copy of this book because it's falling apart. The leaf is nutritive. It's a stomachic, a diuretic, and a vulnerary. Marge says I joined the Migraine Foundation of Canada and read everything. So did you? Oh, did you find anything that was helpful? Oh, awesome! Thanks, Heather. So Heather put up a link for more on bitters. The Herbal Academy is a good place to look for information on herbal stuff. So, oh, and Linnea just put up a new video. So I guess that's what she went off to do. I got a notification about that. All right. So it is a nutritive leaf. Cool. We saw you put up a video. So let's see. So NUTR nutritive stomach. vulnerary. Migraines, premenstrual, combination, overwhelm, lack of sleep, eat cheese, change in weather. Yeah. Yeah. It can just be a lot of things all at once. So when I think I'm getting a migraine, I just immediately go and put like lavender and peppermint essential oil, right? I get them over my eyes right there. And also sometimes St. John's wort infused oil because it's really good for your nerves, and arnica. So that's my go-to. Like, and usually they start happening at work. So cannot. Chocolate gives your sister migraines, Julie. Yeah. Yeah, and they also say that coffee is supposed to help migraines, but it doesn't help me fix migraines. So I don't know, something I feel like I just get like unbalanced or something, and that's what causes it. I don't even know. I know what. Oh, right. I was supposed to talk about the. Okay, so there are other actions of the leaves, but these are the main ones. So nutritive. Look it up in the back of her book. Coffee solves everything. It pretty much does. Nutritive provides biologically active optimum nourishment in the form of vitamin complexes, minerals and trace minerals, amino acids, starches, sugars, and the residents of health, holiness. What we were talking about earlier. It's also an alkalizer, tonic, and galactagogue is my favorite word. So, this is all in earnest. So galactagogue, yep, oh yeah, increases the flow of breast milk in nursing mothers. But I just love that word. So, and then a stomach is a tonic to the actions of stomach, nourishes and strengthens. And a diuretic, everybody knows what that is, makes you pee. Galactagogue. Chocolate milk. No, chocolate is good. That chocolate is one of the things I can eat as well. Although it's got sugar in it, which even dark chocolate has some sugar in it. It's not good for me to eat too much of that. But and then a vulnerary promotes and quickens the scar-free healing of wounds. It's also anodyne and slightly narcotic. Okay, that's fun. Anodyne, it allays or soothes pain, usually externally. So that might mean you might be able to use this for relief for cuts and stuff like that, or rashes. Dandelion leaves, usually fresh. Let's see. So the leaves are a nutritious free food. If you have a nice stack of dandelion leaves, wash them very well, dry half and put them in a folded towel in a cool place. The other half chop. Look up a recipe in the dandelion kitchen and cook them up. All right, so I think we're gonna probably wrap up soon, and we'll just come back and talk about, the leaves next week. Whoa, all my stuff is falling. Put a bookmark on that. And then she's got a really awesome recipe. She's got dandelion wine. And oh, she's got a bitters. Well, not quite. She does have a flower, dandelion coffee, not the same as regular coffee though. Anyway, so if anyone can, I wish I could show you guys all these recipes, but I can go through them as much as possible at the end here, but I gotta tape this book up. That was your superhero name? Oh, yeah. So Mother's Day is coming up. I have the book, just not sure where it is at the moment. Yeah, so Julie, you have the book, so you can look up the recipes. But there's also like a ton online. So I know the plant is up now in a lot of places, and it's a good time to do some experiments. Heather says, I like dandelion leaves in spaghetti sauce. That sounds delicious. So awesome. Does anyone, before I go, because my brain's at the I can't think anymore stage, want to add anything about dandelions, just in general, or you have any dandelion questions? Oh, thanks, Lunea. Yes, I love to you too. You know, good luck with all that moving stuff. Tomatoes have a little sweet and balances the bitter. I bet it'd be amazing, yeah, in a sauce. Heather. You see that how beat up my water bottle has gotten. Oh, bye, Linnea. Have a good day. I may, if you're on tonight, I may catch you because I get off at 10:30-ish Eastern. So, but we'll see. If you're not, that's okay too. I know you're packing and you're busy, but we'll see you. We'll see you next time. Thanks for popping in. Thanks everyone for popping in. Got like 5-6 people this time. That's awesome. Oh no, my page came out of my book. Dude. Okay. So next week, we will continue on with dandelion and let's see what's next on the wise woman. So next is wise woman tradition says health, holiness is ever changing. So we're going to talk about that. Yeah, so thanks for joining me for this little slow, leisurely stroll through this book and talking about some plants. And yep, next week, Thursday, 11 Eastern. Oh, that's okay, Dangerous Eyes. Oh, we're just wrapping up. But yeah. We're just you're welcome. Thanks for having me. Yeah, that's okay. you were in here for, yeah. Who is the next live? I don't know, but I'll be back next week. So same time, 11 Eastern. Oh, thank you. Thanks for joining me. All right. Everyone have a good day. I will be at work. Hopefully it is a good day. We'll see. I have to work the next 3 days in a row. Yay. But anyway, I'll see everyone in lives and everything. So, bye. And if you have any questions between now and then or something you want to say about dandelions, we'll still be talking about it next week. So, yeah, or the wise women tradition or anything that we said. So anything. Bye. Bye, Heather. I love your superhero name. Okay. Bye, y'all. Love you.